I'm a little energy hungover from last night's channeling, I think. I slept so long and then putzed around this morning. And I was like, shit, you gotta be on this live thing in like 4 minutes. How are you? Hi Beth. Hi Anne Marie. Good morning, Anna. Hi Nicole. Good morning, Valerie. Mama Thor. Whoops. I almost removed you from the live video. Good morning, good morning. Hey Jen. Good morning. Hello. Yes, you will get the recording. I will be processing the recording today, and everybody who registered for last night's for the last channeling of 2022 will receive the recording in their email. I will also be sending out an email around the same time to everybody on my mailing list who wants to purchase a recording if you didn't already have your ticket. Okay. Um, yes. Good morning. Shadows and Secrets says, "Girl, I feel like I could sleep for days right now. Good morning." Yeah, I feel that way too. I'm not usually a person who really can sleep late anymore. I used to be, but that's been long gone. And I slept until like 9, which is freaking bananas. Also bananas that no one bothered me, but wait, I'm sorry. Janelle says her dog was hit on the road at the start of the call last night. Is your dog okay? Janelle, shit. I'm like waiting. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Janelle. Fuck. Damn it. Oh, oh. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Janelle. Hold on, I need to put my mute on here. Do not disturb. Okay. Everyone's sending you love and prayers, Janelle, to you and your family. Ugh, this has been this year. I'll tell you what. See you later, 2022. See you later. Um, well, whew, that's just terrible. Let's light some fire. Um, so aside from like absolutely awful, um, is the general consensus of energy that everyone's kind of exhausted, just tired? Is that what we're feeling this morning? Here's some smudgies for you, Instagram, and for you, TikTok, and for you, YouTube, and for me. Yes. Okay. So we're just exhausted. I mean, I woke up really tired, but I thought that was from channeling last night. So I think it's kind of a um, that in between energy too. So that's good. Christine is taking care of her energy. Um, Denise says that she's so sorry, Janelle, and so does Cassie. It's been a lot. I really can't. I can't super remember the channeling last night right now. But like I said, if you signed up for it and you weren't there live, you'll get the recording today. And you will get, if you want to purchase the recording, if you didn't, you'll get an email later today. Today, we're going to pull some cards. This is the weekend of New Year. And, like we've been saying, and I've been saying over and over again to you guys, this isn't the energetic New Year. It is the calendar New Year. It still counts because things count when so many people believe in them, right? Like it's a massive collective energy shift because everybody around the whole world is counting this as a new year. So you can't discard it altogether. It is an energy shift, but it's just important to note that your the way that your body works and the way that the earth works, it's not in the renewal cycle in January. It's still very much deep in hibernation cycle. So be really kind to yourself. It's normal to feel tired right now, especially in the middle of the holidays and all of that. So just know that we're still in that hibernation period. If you are new here and you've not connected with us during Coffee and Magic before, welcome. I pull cards from this deck. This is the oh my god, what is it? I forgot. Wisdom of Avalon. It's the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. It's only the oldest Oracle deck I had. I've had it for like 8 years. No worries. But anyway, I'll give you 3 things to choose from this morning, and then I pull 3 separate pulls so you can get a message for your weekend. Okay. Things are going to be changing a lot in January. For me, because I'm starting school and a lot of things are changing here in my life personally too. And so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to translate to everything moving forward, but we shall see. We shall see. So let's get started, shall we? Let's get into it. What are our 3 things this morning? Let's do hot drinks this morning. How does that sound to you? Okay. So here are the 3 ones. The first one is going to be a hot cup of coffee, just a regular cup of coffee, hot cuppa. Okay. The second one is going to be Earl Grey tea. Good morning, Brittany. And the third one is going to be hot chocolate. So we've got delicious hot coffee, however you take your coffee. We've got an Earl Grey tea, and we've got a hot chocolate. What are you feeling this morning? I'm drinking coffee, which should come as no surprise. Hey guys, look, my nails match my mug. Wow. What's really good sometimes if you have a really good hot cocoa is mixing the hot cocoa with the coffee. I'm going to start shuffling. Just a side note, if you ordered your 2023 energy guides and you haven't yet received it, you will receive it this morning. I will be finishing up the last, gosh, there's only 3 left, is that right? Yeah, the last 3. So you know who you are. I'll be finishing up the last 3 this morning and sending them out. Good morning. All right. You have to just kind of go with it. I'm going to turn this off. The smoke is not it for me today. Get out of my face. Oh, I'm so glad you did. I enjoyed doing them. It's been a while since we did the well. I actually have never done the energy updates quite like that. I did enjoy doing that. All right. So again, here are your choices: hot coffee, Earl Grey tea, or hot cocoa. Okay. Just drop your selections in the comments. I'm shuffling. We still got the smoke going, so I'm gonna smudge my cards a little bit. Oh, really, Yvonne? Can I say that real quick, Blue? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys hear the news about Andrew Tate? Did everybody hear that? Hmm? Yeah, Madison, go sign up. It's super easy to sign up. I listen. 2022 had a lot of misses. You know what I'm saying? A lot of misses, but this is a hit. And so before I pull, I'm just going to take a pause and tell you what happened because I see a couple saying like they don't know what happened. All right. So if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, good for you for not having had that in your life for the past year. But he's an incredibly misogynistic asshole who has a massive following of like incels on the internet and basically MLM schemes as well. And he was banned from Twitter for 5 years for his disgusting misogynistic comments. And I believe he was also kicked off of TikTok. It was a whole thing. He's just like literally the worst. Okay. And he has been, incognito in hiding. People can't find him. They don't know where he is. Um, but when, Elon took over Twitter, he let Andrew Tate back on Twitter. And so he's been on Twitter. Okay. And he decided for, shits and gigs, he was going to harass Greta Thunberg. And he tweeted to her, like, hey, Greta, I have 33 cars, and this is how big their emissions are. And like this one, and this one, and this one. And he's like, give me your email so that I can send you the comprehensive list of all of my cars and their massive emissions. And she clapped back on Twitter and was like, yes, thank you. You can email me at smalldickenergy at getalife.com. And he got so mad. And he like lost his mind and started ranting on a live video about Greta. And in the live video was this pizza box. And because of the pizza box, they were able to locate him. He's hiding out in Romania and they arrested him. I think this was yesterday. And like, it's just oh God, the poetry of this was just. And then Greta tweeted, I don't know if you saw this one. Greta tweeted, that's what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. So I don't know if that's the energy we're entering 2023 with. I'm really super here for it. Like 2 thumbs way up. It's amazing. Like what the fuck? So it's pretty amazing. It's amazing. It's definitely a highlight. It's definitely a highlight. So anyway, it was a highlight. Let me take some of this coffee. Oh my god, you guys! I tried to put out the freaking one piece of sage that I lit, and it's like blossoming into a column of smoke. Serena is updating us. She says the Guardian reported 6 women were rescued from his arrest. See, that's the thing also that is not funny. One of the I think there are many charges he's being brought up against, but one of them is sex trafficking. And I like the vibe of that. I like the vibe of where this is going for us and for all of these idiots. So let's hope this energy continues. All right. So if you're just joining us, we're about to start the card pulls. It's going to be hot coffee is your first choice. Earl Grey tea is your second, and hot cocoa is the third. So, what are you feeling this morning as far as a little beverage? And I'm pulling right now for coffee. Make sure that you drop it in the comments, okay? Okay. Okay, so now Diane is saying Carlson didn't interview with last night of trafficking release. Well, we shall see, huh? We shall see. Coffee? Hot coffee? The black hoodie. It's coffee, like a hot coffee, however you like to take it, um, Earl Grey tea, or hot cocoa. Okay, those are three. Pick which one feels most resonant for you, and that will correspond with the card pulls. I have I have hot coffee in front of me, so when you're ready, you let me know, and we can get cracking on that. Okay. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. Brit the bitch. Hello, Brit. All right, let's do this. So, if you chose hot coffee, this is going to be the one. Okay. We've got restriction, the queen, the cat. What's happening here? Okay, so hot coffee, restriction, the queen, and the cat. We've been getting that restriction card for a minute, huh? So again, this is hot coffee, restriction, the queen, and the cat. All right. So if you picked hot coffee, we're going to talk about this one first. This is the restriction card. The restriction card is really about perception. It's when you feel like you're stuck and you're blocked. And this concept is coming up a lot. Have you ever in your life said like, "Oh, I can't do anything. I'm stuck. There's nowhere for me to go. There's nothing for me to do." Like I feel like there's no option for me. Have you ever felt that way? Like there's just no option. Like can't do anything. This is helping you to reframe that for yourself in an empowered way that may be very triggering for you as well. With empowerment does come massive triggering because as you empower yourself, you then move out of victim mentality. And when you move out of victim, and that redistribution sometimes just be the most triggering thing ever. It's so triggering that many of us don't do it because it's like, nope, no, thank you. But right now, you're being asked to look at this idea of being stuck. And instead of saying, I'm stuck, is it really that you're stuck? Or are the options that you can see not appealing to you? There's always an action to take available. It might be a crazy action, it might be an action that like destroys everything, but there's always there's always an action that you can take. There's always something available. But instead of saying I'm stuck, you could just say, "Hey, there's nothing here that I want to do. I don't want to do any of these things." That's fair, that's honest, and that is more empowered than saying I'm stuck and I'm at the mercy of the energies. Okay. So we've got that happening. While at the same time, we've got the cat, which is all about your boundaries. Okay. But it's not even just boundaries with the cat, it's more than just boundaries. It's putting your needs first, which is a new concept for like 99% of women out there in the world today, right? Because when you do put yourself first, you are attacked. Okay, you are attacked, you are selfish, you are not motherly, you are not a good friend, you're not this, you're not that. Like anytime you say I'm the most important thing, you're going to get blasted. And if someone else doesn't blast you, you'll probably blast yourself, right? Like we really self-regulate in that. So what does that mean? Well, we're kind of moving into that space now. I mean, look, the queen's here too. It's all about that, right? We're moving into a space now where women are realizing fast how fucked up everything we've learned about how to be a woman is, and how serving that construct is. to men and how disserving it is to women. And as you open your eyes to that, it's overwhelming, and it also necessitates a lot of shifting and changes, and it can feel like shit, I can't do anything. But it's not true. It's just that the choices that you now have are not going to fall in line with patriarchal standards because you no longer feel like you want to do that. Little bits in a direction you want to move in is still moving in the direction you want to move in. And I want you to remember that. Like, it is not an all. Do things the way you do things and else. At the same time, and it's really time to carve out space for yourself and to say me first and to stop apologizing for fucking everything. Like, I do this too. So hey, it is what it is. But do you literally apologize for like being? Do you apologize for speaking? Do you apologize for walking into a room? Do you apologize for having an opinion? Do you apologize for being 5 minutes late? Like, are you constantly in a state of saying, I'm so sorry for myself? Like, I'm so sorry. Am I inconveniencing you with the breath that I'm taking in? Did you need that oxygen? If I could pull it out of my body, I'd give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, guys? No more of that, okay? And this is, we've already been speaking about this, but this is the energy. This is feminine energy. We've been taught that feminine energy is weak, but it is not weak. If you were to take just a second to actually look rationally at what perceived feminine energy is and perceived masculine energy is, you would see that it's actually quite the opposite, and it's been that way for a very long time. Okay? Are you out there having tantrums because somebody hurt your feelings? Somebody said something mean? Is that you? Or is it almost every man you know? Right? So, this is a large cup of coffee this morning, but it's here for you to tap into. Okay? All right. He really is. It's a great example for all of it. Okay, if you're just joining us, the next one is Earl Grey tea, and the next one after that is hot cocoa. So maybe you want to choose from those two, Earl Grey tea or hot cocoa. Just remember, you can always watch the whole Coffee and Magic transmissions on my IGTV or on my YouTube. Okay. So if you missed some, you can do that. You can also watch older ones. I don't do that because that would be way too much of looking at myself and listening to myself, but you are welcome to do that. All right, so you're just joining us. We're about to do the last two pulls. This next one is going to be for Earl Grey tea, and then it's hot cocoa. So ask yourself if Earl Grey tea is a vibe or if hot cocoa is a vibe. Choose it and then pop that in the comments. I'm pulling right now for Earl Grey tea. We really do have some new energy coming through because, you know, it just feels that way. Okay. Oh my God, that's throwing me back to my AOL days. Nodding back to you. This is Earl Grey tea. Are you ready? Ready? Okay. Spider, raven, owl, owl. Okay. So spider, raven, and owl. This is your Earl Grey tea. So if you chose this one, interestingly enough, it feels like at this time you probably have a bit of like energy bubbling, like new ideas, like, just like kind of like that. Um, like some people are in that New Year's vibe where they're just like, ooh, like I might want to start a new journal or do some planning or set some goals, like whatever. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying some people are not in that zone. But if you chose Earl Grey tea, it might be you. Like you might actually be feeling like, ooh, I'm getting an influx of inspiration at this time. It's because this isn't new for you, but you've been a little bit dormant, right? Like the ideas haven't been flowing as much and they're starting to wake up again, and that's amazing. We are constantly, weaving our webs, right? But sometimes we slow down and take a nap. But that doesn't mean the web disappears. It just means you need a break. And at this time, there are some things popping off that are making you feel like, ooh, I have some energy again. I have like some thoughts, some ideas. And it's really wonderful and it's exciting. But what you need to know is that this energy is not sustainable for the next few months. This is like kind of like, imagine it like a preview energy. Okay. So it's not that you don't want to tap into this and move with it, it's that you understand this is a preview and the show is not debuting until the spring. Does that make sense? So don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Mercury just went retrograde. It's not the time to like really like jump into a brand new venture necessarily. It's not the greatest energy for that. But your ideas are starting to crank and you're starting to see that like feel that flow again. And just remember it's a preview. So it's okay if at some point you feel it kind of recede again because that's what it's supposed to do. So don't worry, it's not going to disappear. It's just going to take a break and then it's going to come back. So if you're feeling this, enjoy it and really like learn what you can from it, add to it, be excited, and just start like planting those seeds because you want to plant them now. This is planting time. This is the time where you just like dig in there, get your seeds in. And remember, everything that you are thinking, everything that you're doing is contributing to that foundation. Okay. Now, here's the owl over here just asking you to keep an eye out because not everybody is a friend. Not everybody has your best interests at heart. I think we've all learned that, right? Like, you know this already, but know it more. Okay. And all right. But legit, like, just remember that. It's not that you want to run around being, paranoid about people's intentions because that's not really the point. The point is to value your own instinct above that of your nice program. If your gut tells you this isn't quite right, but your nice program says, "Well, I don't want to be like, mean. I don't want to seem mean." Well, okay, whatever, right? Like, come on, guys. If your gut's telling you to back up, maybe you should back up. If your gut's telling you this isn't quite for me, maybe it's not quite for you. Maybe you should start listening. Just listen because at this point in time, it's going to be really important that you do. All right? You don't want to waste your time and your bandwidth anymore on things that don't feel like a hell fucking yes. Okay? It's not a hell fucking yes. It's a no. Okay? For now. All right. So that is your Earl Grey. Well, the thing about being mean for women, right, is that a woman saying no is perceived as being rude and mean. A woman saying that doesn't feel right for me right now, so I'm going to opt out is seen as being bitchy. And who does she think she is? Like, you really can't win when setting any type of boundaries in this current society as a woman, because whenever you say you can't take from me for free, there's always somebody that says, yes, I can. Why are you being like that? Right? Always. Unfortunately, I cannot repeat the Earl Grey. Like, as soon as I go, it's going. But you can watch the replay on my IGTV or YouTube as soon as I click end. Okay. All right. This is the last one. It's hot cocoa. hot cocoa. Tell me when you're ready. All right, it's hot cocoa time. All right, this is a lot of energy. We've got the disruption card, joy, birth and rebirth. How very New Year's of hot cocoa to show up with this one, right? All right, let's talk about this one because this has been coming up a lot. And well, at least maybe it was coming up a lot in the energy guides. Maybe that's where it was coming up a lot. What is this disruption card? Just a perspective shift, which is kind of just what I do here, right? Just shift perspective a little bit. Um, a disruption is when something interrupts what you were doing, right? With something that you are like weren't expecting and it throws everything off, right? And for most of us, that is seen as a negative thing. Like, who wants a disruption? Don't disrupt me, not when I'm in the middle of something. Um, However, what you need to know about this energy is when the universe disrupts you, it's actually a realignment. Okay, so if you're in the middle of something and like let's say let's get a good example for this. All right, you've decided to go into business with a friend and you're about to sign a lease on this building and you've got a business plan and like all this stuff is happening, and then all of a sudden your your mom calls you up and is like, I'm going to need you to come down and help me with your father right now because he's not feeling well, and like I don't know if I'm going to handle it, like whatever. Something happens, you got to go, and you can't sign the lease at that time. You don't know when you're going to come back. It feels really shitty. Your partner's kind of mad, like whatever. So you go because you have to. You go take care of your family and you come back like a month later. It turns out that that building that you were going to lease, it's totally overrun with like termites and like all kinds of other problems. And if you had signed the lease, you would have been stuck in a really bad situation. Okay. Stuff like that. All right. Like things like that, where it's like something you didn't anticipate takes you in a different direction and it actually helps, not harm. If you start looking at disruptions that way, you won't be so thrown off by them because you'll actually realize when you see the pattern, you look at the pattern of disruptions. Disruptions usually come in when you've gotten off alignment and they put you back on there as long as you don't like flail and fight too much. I've learned it too. I sort of. It's kind of one of those things. Like when you learn this concept, it doesn't necessarily make it easy. And I think that's sometimes confusing, right? Because it's like, well, if you figured out a concept, if you learned a concept, shouldn't that mean that it's easy then? Not really, because we're people. This is fucking annoying. So you can be annoyed when the energies come through and say, whoops, not doing this right now. You can do that. But you can also remember that there is a likelier reason and you need to trust your gut and go with the flow. Okay. So if a disruption happens, my hot cocoa friends, just remember disruption is realignment. Realignment. Okay. Because where is it realigning you to some pretty dope shit. Okay, you've got birth and rebirth and joy over here. And what this tells me, hot cocoa friends, and anybody else for whom this message resonates, it tells me that at this very moment, you are at a crossroads and it feels like you don't want to turn. You want to stay where you are, right? But you're so close to clicking into a pathway that is everything you've been asking for. And the way that it works is that you can't really pull a bunch of crap behind you into this space that you really want to be, right? And it's right there. It's like right there. And so, what I would say to you is just soften, and trust, because you've been asking for change. And when you ask for change and change comes and you say, "Oh, what is this?" That's very confusing, isn't it? Because if you're just hollering about how much you need things to change and then the opportunity to change presents itself and you're like, I don't want to do that, that's very confusing, right? To the energy. Because you basically ordered a pizza and then you're like, no, I don't want a pizza. No one's hungry here. And it's like, okay, but it's hot now, right? So really think about that for yourself, hot cocoa friends, because it's right here for you. Like, it's right here for you. And it feels good. It just means letting go of something that you know and letting go of perceived control. Okay. It's perceived control because we never really control things, right? Not that way, but we like to think that we do. Okay. All right, friends. Actually, don't go anywhere. Okay. I'm going to step out of frame for just a second, very awkwardly, because it's hard to get out of my chair. But hold on. Don't fall. Okay, coming back. Let's do a New Year's poll for everyone from this deck. Okay? It's red deck. This is from the Empath Activation cards by Reverend Stephanie Redfeather. Let's see. Everybody take a nice deep breath in. And let's get our collective New Year's card, right? Did you really? This is such a random deck to get. I love that you bought that. I love it. All right. Good morning. Thanks for the roses. All right. So we're just going to do one collective poll for this new year. Like I said, I will be sending out an email, so make sure you're on my email list. You can do that on my website, I think, saramala.com, or you could do it in the link in my bio, I think, too. I'll be sending out an email later with a link to purchase last night's channeling, which is the last channeling of 2022. And if you already bought a ticket and you weren't there live, you'll be getting the recording today. I'll be processing that this morning. All right, you ready? What's this one? Okay, it's number 35, Divine Blueprint. I don't think, I don't really play in this deck too often, but I don't think that I've read this one before. Divine Blueprint. Maybe I have. I don't know. You ready? Beloved star child, you descend from divinity. You were born of earthly parents, but your spiritual lineage is pure royalty. You are the creator manifested in the flesh, a unique, one of a kind, never to be repeated embodiment of God's stuff. Encoded in your spiritual DNA is the history of your evolution. This includes memories of the golden age when humans walked with the gods, knowing that they themselves were gods. It includes traces of your star origins, and it holds the template of your divine blueprint. You are the highest form of love incarnate. The divine blueprint of humanity holds universal themes. The Oracle of Divine Blueprint speaks to you now of inner authority and spiritual sovereignty. These are key concepts in your current collective stage of awakening. During the lowest point in the great year, humanity is ruled by ignorance and fear. They know themselves only as physical beings, having forgotten their spiritual energetic nature. As such, the focus is on a material existence. Because of the loss of understanding of one another as sons and daughters of the Creator, hierarchical, bleh, you know what I'm saying, structures develop that place the greatest emphasis on power and control. Segregation, discrimination, and ways of classifying and stratifying human value are established. The masses are seen as ignorant, and only a chosen few are considered worthy to lead them. This is often determined by those with the most wealth or influence. Physical strength is prized, and women, children, the elderly, and the sick are often disregarded or discounted. In ways too numerous to mention, people are stripped of their dignity, personal authority, and sovereignty. This context is crucial for understanding what it is that you are collectively emerging out of in your world structure. It is a time of massive transition on your planet. Oppressed peoples and races are proclaiming their rightful equality. Churches and governing bodies are having to rethink their message, structure, and means of service. It is time to reclaim the power of your divine blueprint. You are a sovereign being by birthright, capable of direct connection to source. No one is an authority over your relationship with your creator. No one. There is no longer a need for religious intermediaries to entreat on your behalf. No one can tell you what your truth is. You can rely on your own inner authority to advise you what is right and wrong for you. Call forth this inalienable, inherent power. You are the ruler of your own kingdom or queendom. You have full authority to make decisions based on your inner knowing and integrity. You are here as a leader of light, a way shower in the ascension of human consciousness. Connect with your divine blueprint to download and activate the coding of your sovereign self and your inner authority. Release behaviors of codependence, the pleasing of authority figures, and playing small. Someone else might have more knowledge or skill or experience than you, but this does not automatically endow them with greater authority than you. Reclaim your abdicated throne. You are the divine sovereign ruler of your sacred inner lands. Wow. That was really on point, and I feel like it was very much on point with what came through in the channeling yesterday, right? So I love it. That's great. Cool. Divine blueprint. Ah, wow. All right then. Well, I couldn't let this transmission end without telling you I'll see you. I'll see you next year. Love you guys.